I used to think that teaching was only about what goes on in the classroom until I realized something, that the classroom wasn't really the problem. I remember my first teaching practice in a government school. At the time, I thought my job was simple: prepare my lesson notes, show up, teach the students, and probably change a few lives. That was majorly what I focused on. But after a few days, I started to pay attention to the things that I had not thought so much about before. Things like students having to share textbooks, the overcrowded classrooms, and teachers constantly having to adjust themselves because adequate resources for teaching and learning was not made available to them. And then I remember thinking, this is an interesting situation because she can be a very passionate teacher, giving in your best, doing all it takes, and then the system consistently limits you. I stopped looking at those things as an isolated problem. And the truth is that the more time that I spent within the school system, the more I realized some interesting facts. Facts like the fact that a teacher is struggling doesn't mean that it is exactly 100% a teacher's problem, or that the school is lacking in resources does not mean that it is entirely the school problem. And once you see that, it becomes really difficult to unsee it. And then you realize that the bulk of the problems that teachers and students face within the classroom and the school system doesn't really start from the school itself. It starts from systems that are behind the school. And that's what has changed how I think about the education system in general. I'm still figuring it out, but that's what this 30 days journey is about. It's about looking at those hard questions and the hard situations that has led in the education system. This is day 2 of 30. If you're ready to look past the surface level of our educational system and dig into the deeper things that exist in our education system, stick around. Let's have these conversations. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. Thank you.